Coming to you live from Angkasapuri. This is Updates at Noon with me, Azlani. The Anti-Trafficking in Persons and Anti-Smuggling of Migrants Amendment Act 2022, or also known as Act 1644, has come into effect starting today after receiving the Royal's assent on 19th January. Home Minister Dato' Sri Hamzah Zainuddin said the act, which was included in the official gazette on 25th January, is hoped to provide the best solution in Malaysia's efforts to curb anti-human trafficking and smuggling of migrants more effectively. In a statement, he said the amendment was the country's main legal instrument in facing the modern slavery issue and to curb human trafficking and smuggling of migrants in Malaysia. Overall, there were 19 provisions amended with improvements involving amendments to the following matters, including amendments to the definition of human trafficking and repealing the definition of coercion, as well as increasing jail sentence and the introduction of whipping. He said other amendments related to the provision of more serious offences, including those involving civil servants and the creation of ministerial powers in the appointment of any civil servant as enforcement under Act 670. He said a whole of government and whole of society approach was used and confident that it would improve Malaysia's standings in an international evaluation and boost the country's image globally. Malaysia and Indonesia will continue to take a positive and constructive approach in handling issues related to the recruitment and protection of Indonesian domestic workers. The understanding was reached yesterday in a follow-up discussion by Wisma Putra with the Indonesian ambassador to Malaysia, Hermono, to seek further clarification following several media reports quoting his statement on the issue recently. Wisma Putra in a statement said any issues that arose will be channeled through the relevant ministries or government agencies. According to the statement, a positive and constructive approach on the issue of domestic workers' recruitment and protection can benefit both parties and contribute to the enhancement of close and comprehensive relations between Malaysia and Indonesia. The statement added that the discussions this time also touch on the status of negotiations between Malaysia and Indonesia concerning the Memorandum of Understanding on the recruitment and placement of Indonesian domestic workers, as well as the approach and direction to be taken by both parties towards including the negotiations and signing the MOU in the near future. Meanwhile, Malaysia and Indonesia had previously agreed to implement a pilot project to recruit 10,000 Indonesian domestic workers from the neighbouring country. However, the MOU on the project has yet to be signed. The halal industry, which has been identified as a strategic and high-impact sector under the 12th Malaysia Plan, would enhance Malaysia's capacity and capabilities in uplifting the development of halal talent. Senior Minister of International Trade and Industry, Dato' Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali, said this could accelerate industry development, including Bumiputra participation, increasing product competitiveness, and positioning Malaysia as a global halal hub. Speaking during the World Halal Excellence Awards 2021 last night, Dato' Sri Azmin said he is confident that strategies outlined under the plan would open the gateway to boundless opportunities, particularly to tap into the entrepreneurial capabilities of the youth. He said the Halal Industry Master Plan 2030 and the Halal Integrated Platform will play a significant role in providing a bridge between entrepreneurs and industry stakeholders, uniting them under a single halal ecosystem, focusing on micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs. He said it is imperative that Malaysia realizes its strength as a pioneer and a first mover in developing the halal industry, sustaining top position in the global Islamic economic indicators for 8 consecutive years. The Communications and Multimedia Ministry, KKMM, is working to enhance the internet network capacity nationwide. According to its Deputy Minister, Dato' Zahidi Zainul Abidin, other than improving 5G and 4G networks, the ministry will also be using satellite as an alternative to ensure the whole country is covered with proper internet connection. Dato' Zahidi said this in response to the complaints received especially from residents in the rural areas who have difficulties to access the internet. He also said that there were some issues regarding the 5G service rollout as the company responsible to manage has to go through many stages, including at the state and local government authorities, to make it work.
Jadi banyak prosedur-prosedur yang kena buat. Dia tak macam kita buat elektrik dan air, dah ada lama dah. Tapi ini kena buat undang-undang baru dan sebagainya, jadi lambat. Jadi sebab tu hari ini kita bagi satu syarikat lain untuk uruskan 5G ni. Di samping itu juga, kalau lambat, maka sekarang ni kerajaan tengah berusaha untuk buat satelit. Kita cover dengan satelit. Sebab kadang-kadang ni line ni 5G dan 3G, 4G ni semua. 4G sekarang, 3G dah tak ada, 4G ni semua. Kadang-kadang ada kawasan berbukit tak dapat. Kawasan laut, nelayan tak dapat. Banyak tempat yang kita tak cover. Sebab dasar kita ni, kita nak kalau boleh connectivity ni, internet sampai ke semua tempat negara kita ni, supaya dia ni macam api dan air. Semua rakyat patut dapat.
Meanwhile, Dato' Zahidi also encouraged more private production companies to jointly create programs to educate the public in the prudent use of social media. He said the companies could work together with agencies under the ministries such as Cybersecurity Malaysia and the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC. He added that the KKMM will always support such programs as social media could plunge the country into confusion if the public misuse them. He said this when launching the Jari Neraka reality program published by Rentak Sehati Sdn Bhd. Also present were Cybersecurity Malaysia Chief Executive Officer Dato' Dr. Amiruddin Abdul Wahab and Malaysian Artists Association President Z. Zaidi. The Health Ministry, MOH, has yet to receive the full forensic and pathology reports of the death of a 13-year-old boy who died 18 days after receiving his COVID-19 vaccination. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said on Twitter that at the moment, the State Health Department is working closely with clinicians and the forensic team in the investigation. Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said the MOH extended its deepest condolences to the parents and family of the teenager who is from Selangor. Health Minister Kari Jamaluddin, in an earlier tweet, had extended his condolences to the teenager's parents and had asked the Health DG to issue a statement as soon as possible. The parents were recently quoted by the media as calling for a probe on the death. Strong winds and heavy rain caused several large trees to fall and damage about 20 vehicles parked in parking lots in the Cyber Valley in Dengkil at around 5:30 p.m. yesterday. Selangor Fire and Rescue Department Director Nur Azam Khamis said a distress call was received at 5:36 p.m. and 7 firefighters from Cyberjaya Fire and Rescue Department rushed to the scene. In a statement, he said no casualties or injuries were reported in the incident. Meanwhile, a workshop owner, Muhammad Harith Cik Juso, 36, told the media that he was repairing a customer's vehicle before witnessing a big tree suddenly falling into several cars parked in the parking lot in front of his shop. He added that 5 of his customers' cars were damaged and that it was the first time such an incident occurred in the 7 years he had been there. He hoped that the Sepang Municipal Council would take necessary actions to ensure no such incident happens in the future. Coming up in sports, Laos sent Malaysia home pointless. Details coming to you right after this. The national under-23 football squad ended their 2022 ASEAN Football Federation AFF under-23 championship campaign on a disappointing note after being eliminated in the group stage. Brad Maloney's squad failed to collect a single point after losing to Laos 2-0 in their final Group B match in Morodok Teko Stadium last night. Malaysia, which had to win the match to stand a chance of qualifying for the semi-finals, put on a lackluster display throughout the first half. Their lack of performance gave Laos the perfect opportunity to mount attacks, and that led to the opponent team captain Bupachan Bungkon's first goal, courtesy of a beautiful free kick in the 43rd minute. Into the second half, Maloney made several changes in the lineup, including bringing in striker Azhar Haraz Azman and Muhammad Nur Rizkan Isa Jabbar, but failed to create any serious chances. Instead, Lao patiently absorbed the pressure and took the opportunity to double their lead in the 86th minute through substitute Susakon Bufpaivan, securing the win for the team. This is Laos' second win over Malaysia in the group stage after picking up 3 points with their 2-1 victory in the opening match that took place in Prince Stadium last Friday. For the record, Group B matches only involve Malaysia and Laos after Myanmar and Indonesia withdrew from the championship due to COVID-19 infections in their teams. Only the 3 group champions and the best group runner-up will advance to the semi-finals. That's the end of Updates at Noon. Our headlines today: Putin recognition of separatist region independence fuel international tension. Don't forget to tune in News at 10 for the latest news on saluran Berita RTM, also available on RTM Click's website and mobile app. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.